Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for some more Hearts of Iron 4. I'm your host, Gilvin, where we are producing Ethiopia's first tanks. Tanks, yeah. Getting these shitty things off the ground is one of my goals. And we're definitely going to need the Blitzkrieg. Do I really want to go? Yeah, I'm going to go at least to 38 for IC-related stuff. Going to be important. The Hindenburg disaster. Oh, the huge manatee. Alright. We're sitting, I think, somewhere in the middle here. It doesn't really matter where we sit in the grand scheme of things. Yep, drifting a bit towards the axes. Like I said, my plans go pretty simple. We're going to end up with Germany, but against Italy. Very strangely, I know. And it'll be okay. Germany hasn't gone too ham yet. They haven't even annexed Austria. They'll be doing that soon, I believe, though. We'll see. And otherwise, though, preparations for war continue. We're getting a light tank gun and armor all set up so that way our tanks don't suck terribly, which is going to be important. And we do need to pump as much as we can into industrial stuff still. Basically, we're sitting pretty on tech here. I'm mostly concerned about our officers, because, put bluntly, it's 100 officers per regular non-militia brigade. Meaning we can have 10 infantry brigades now. Ain't that something? Oh, jeez. Pretty awful. What are these? Yeah, alright. Japan has been accepted into the Axis. Good for them. I take it that's the bridge incident and the declaration of war, then? Yes, it is. Farewell, nationalist China, we knew ye well. Alright. So the Axis have already started. And we're, in the meantime, prepping up here. So our first strike is actually going to be against the British, for British Somaliland in particular, and Egypt in the Middle East. They'll be added as a war goal later. We're going to start with Somaliland. We're probably going to give up this part, which is fine. Then we're going to run back over here and just make sure we don't get engaged in a two-front war. We're going to be at a huge disadvantage, but luckily the British don't store most of their troops here, so we'll be okay. Hopefully. Fortunately, we're having enough trouble getting resources. Is there anywhere we can, I don't know, trade? No, at least 3 diplomatic influence required. Yeah, we can't. We can't even trade with people. Probably for the best. I mean, I can't put anything into diplomatic influence. I mean, I need everything into tech here. Techs. We need them. 5 is not enough. I am going to be pretty much foregoing a Navy and an Air Force. Navy's irrelevant. I don't plan to be performing Operation Sea Lion or anything. Japan annexed Shaanxi. And looks like Nationalist Spain will be annexing Republican Spain anytime now. Yeah, it's not going to be long. The Japanese offensive will have no issues, I'm sure. Okay. Everything seems good for the moment. I'm glad. Alright. Move here. Move here. Still figures out before we declare any wars. It's for the best that we don't rush it. Very important that we don't rush it. Good. Industrial production efficiency continue. Rare materials mining techniques. I'm tempted to go down that route. However, 5%, that's 0.10? That's 1/5 of an IC's worth. Then again, I don't really have much IC at all anyway, so I don't think it's really worth it. I think the only thing that really matters is the coal to oil conversion, which lets me get some fuel. At least. But on the plus side, hey, this is getting earlier, thanks to our research. Push. Prioritize production as much as we can. Obviously. I want to try and get that done as quickly as possible. Industrial inefficiency is helping. Good. The problem is rare materials are hard to come by. So it's hurting. Would this have really helped? No, not really at all. Wouldn't have mattered. In fact, this is probably much better. Yeah. Okay. How are we doing? Getting that good, good. Blitzkrieg and light tank gun almost researched. Excellent. 36, so we've caught up there. We're catching up here pretty quick. Like I said, I estimated we'd stop at 38 because I figured we'll be in 38 when we actually get there. So that'll be important. I'm also tempted to throw on advanced construction engineering. We should perhaps also consider enhancing our infantry warfare. Or perhaps actually the People's Army would be better. Because we will have one infantry brigade, but we seriously aren't going to. We aren't going to. We need at least 880 officers. 980. Oh, there's no point in fighting anymore. So, Nationalist China has given up. Alright. And they have Anschlussed Austria. So Germany's going ham. Alright. We're about ready, I think. We're in pretty good shape, I think. Unfortunately, we're still short some tanks. Like, just building these is hard. Probably should have built them as reserves. Oh, I'll put that one next. Better spend the IC later to reinforce it, I think. Yeah, probably. Alright. I think we're in good shape. So, it's still 38. We've got time to kill before Germany starts the war. Once Germany declares the war is when we're going to join in on them and attack the United Kingdom for Somaliland. And we're going to take that as quickly as possible. Make things a little easier. Also going to obviously attack the French here, who have a lot of special units, actually. That is terrifying. That is terrifying. Have to be careful. Might want to wait for the fall of France, actually. Then that won't be a problem anymore. There we are. Good. That'll help a little bit. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. We're always getting some raw materials from the UK. It helps. Light tank gun 3. Yep. Surge volunteers, always nice. Alright. Yeah, we have at least decent militia tech, actually. Like, we have level 2 militia tech, which is impressive. Wasn't expecting that. Interesting. Yeah, this will be the final level of industrial production and efficiency we research. It's just going to be too inefficient until we hit 40. Not worth it. It's again one of the reasons why I stopped with coal to oil conversion. Which is great. As it stands, though. We do need a bit more of other things. Light tech engine, reliability, for example. Maybe some militia techs. And we probably don't need Schwerpunkt. I'm actually not too concerned about our morale. Because I'm hoping that we can blitzkrieg hard enough that we don't need Schwerpunkt. But unfortunately, it's looking like we might not even get tanks by then. Which I'm a little concerned about. I'm hoping to have a few brigades of light tanks that are semi-equipped. Semi-equipped. Like, that's all I'm asking for. Alright. Level 3 light tank gun, yep. How close are we to light tank evening out here? We're researching 1938 stuff here as well now. So we're actually going to queue up reliability. So that way tank gun will not continue to be researched. Which is fine. And since armor's next, we can also queue up engine. There we are. Since it's next one's 40, we don't really want to do that. We need to make efficient use of our research. We're going to do our damnedest to, you know, actually make efficient use of our research. On a surge of volunteers. Yet we still only have 221 manpower. Alright. What point am I going to have to ditch research for officers? I don't know. It's on my mind right now, though. I think right now I just need to force up light tank as much as I can. And get a decent version. I mean, hell, 3s across the board, pretty nice. It's alright for a light tank. Alright. War of the Worlds. A recent radio adaptation of H.G. Wells' novel War of the Worlds in the United States has caused mass hysteria amongst its listeners. Directed and narrated by Orson Welles, the radio drama was a special Halloween episode of the Mercury Theater, on air and described seemingly unstoppable Martian invasion of Earth. Many who are caught only part of the broadcast believe it to be real events and reacted with panic. Experts attribute this to tense international situation and looming specter of war that hangs over the nation. The world is not coming to an end? I really don't think anyone in my country had that problem. Alright. So that's where we're going to end off our industry, I think, at this point. Because we need to make about as efficient use as possible of our stuff. I'll need that eventually. But instead I think I'm going to go with People's Army. Thinking about operational level organization, but it's not necessary. I think instead we're going to start running up some militia techs. Best hope. Well, or I go for, since it's tabulation machine, I actually might want to go with radios. Yeah, combat efficiency would be nice. So would research efficiency. I think we're going to go with radios. I'm going to need it because we're going to war soon. Like, we have 10 months till war? 10 months or so? No, 9 months. Or no, I don't know. We have some number of months until war. And it's less than 10, I'm pretty certain. Or no, it might be 10. No, I don't know. Some number of months until war. It's less than a year. So we need to work hard. Major worker strike. Shit. Fuck it. I'll have to lose some of our IC. Not gonna hurt the tank at all. First Light Armor Brigade. We're gonna get it off the production line pretty quick. The Treaty of Munich. So we've got Czechoslovakia being annexed. No surprises. France didn't do anything stupid, thankfully. Sometimes France will attack. On its own, I might add, without the UK. When that occurs, they have an option to. It's generally a pretty shitty idea. Alright. 1st of February, good, good. We're getting close. September 1st, things go to shit. And that'll be actually when we enter the war, I think. We will probably enter, like I said, on the side of the Nazi regime to invade British Somaliland. I'm really concerned about all the French. Okay, they've moved out a lot of their units. Good. That's what I've been counting on. Over time, you'll find that the European powers will move most of their troops out of Africa, because they are not required. And once the war starts, I think France will probably move the rest of its shit. I might want to wait a little while after the war starts, like, say, until 1940, to go on it. Yeah. That seems reasonable. Alright, we're about to get Blitzkrieg 3, which, again, I'm willing to hold off on further Blitzkrieg research. We do not need it. Let's see. What do we need, though? Well, tanks are handled for the moment, so... Yep. Start research on militia stuff. Get that going. And looks like, I'll actually cancel production on this. Current experience and rising. Ooh. Because I'll be able to rebuild it momentarily, since it had no progress on it with the better techs that we have. We're just about there. And our first tanks, guys. First tanks, yeah. Alright. The time of Ethiopian dominance is approaching. Alright. Looking to be around May 6th, May 7th. Excellent. So we got our Blitzkrieg advance. Germany has annexed Czechoslovakia. Italy has annexed Albania. United Kingdom has guaranteed the independence of Poland. Hungary is accepted into the Axis. Italy has been accepted into the Axis. Oh my. Bit of a problem. Wasn't expecting them to be accepted in so early. Changes things. We're going to and merge them. Good. So we've got our first tanks all prepped and ready. Still have a decent number of officers. Good. Alright. So, we're going to build more light armor. Oh, whoops. We want a brigade detachment. CV-33. We're building it as reserves this time, so hopefully it'll go a little better. We hope. Light tank reliability. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, upgrades are happening at least, if slowly for the tank. Get the engine up as well, that would be nice. Electronic and mechanical engineering, good. Closing in on war day. 4 months to go. And we're nowhere near as ready as I'd hoped we'd be. Then again, I suppose that's a thing. Reality is, you're never ready for war. I'd really like radios, though. Radios would be huge. And once 1940 rolls around, we'll be able to upgrade our light tanks even farther, which will be good. Okay, you guys fall back. You guys fall there. I mean, we're gonna have to launch our attack on Italy. Oh dear. No, I still need to side with the Axis if I'm gonna do anything. Like, if it comes down to the wire, I have to side with the Axis. They would be the right call to side with. Alright. I think we're closing in on being ready. Second light armor brigade's nowhere near done. But hey, you know, the one that we do have will be major. Major player. It's almost fully organized, too. Perfect. We've reached full organization. I think we're just waiting on the Fyodor's commands. Won't be long now, that's for sure. Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, as expected. Here goes nothing, everybody. Germany's mobilizing. France canceled our trade agreement. You bastards. Good People's Army advance. Every bit of organization we get our hands on is important. That'll let us fight all that much harder. 29, 30, August 31st, September 1st. Danzig or war? Last chance for peace. Ribbentrop asked the Poles for the return of Danzig and a strip of German territory across the Polish corridor on which a German-run railroad and rail link could be built. This time Hitler met real resistance. On 31st March 1939, the British and French guaranteed the borders of Poland. Encouraged by this guarantee, the Poles were not about to compromise. Then, as 1939 progressed... Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we know. There's just way too much text for me to bother reading, as nice as it is. So, mobilizations it is. And it means it's time for us to enter the war. So, tune in next time. Things are starting to get real. Thank you, everybody, for watching. As always, this has been your lovely, lovely host, Galvin, signing off.